everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here. My name is Melissa, this is Empowered Gems Tarot, and in today's reading, we're going to be answering the question, what will happen the next time you see them? So what we're going to be looking into today is the next time that you see your person, whether this is planned or something unexpected, we'll take a look at the energy of that meeting, kind of where each of you stand going into that meetup, and then we'll kind of take a look at what may unfold the next time you guys see each other. Keep in mind this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages will vary in how specifically they're going to resonate with each individual viewer out there. So as a best practice, if anything in the reading feels confusing or doesn't feel like it really fits your situation, just take it as a sign that it's not your message today. Release it, let it go, and understand that the message is likely for somebody else out there in the collective. If you guys did want to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is in the description box down below. Personal readings can be a great way to get a more specific read on your own energy and your own situation. So with all of that being said, we will now go ahead and select your reading. So we have a choice between 3 today. If you're drawn to reading 1, we'll be working with the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot and this honey calcite crystal. If you're drawn to reading number 2, we will be working with the Wizard of Oz Tarot and this red agate crystal. I'm sorry, this is red jasper. Apologies. And if you're drawn to reading number 3, we'll be working with the Tarot in Space and this clear quartz crystal. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about your person and what may happen the next time you see each other. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time to make your choice, but when you're ready, you can find the timestamp to your selected reading in the description box below. See you there. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot and this honey calcite crystal, this will be your message. So today we're looking into what may happen the next time that you see your person. So I'm going to start with some pre-shuffled oracle cards just to get a sense of the energy that you guys both have coming into the situation. If this part of the reading does resonate with you and it kind of sounds like I'm describing the vibes that are currently at play with your connection, then you're probably in the right spot. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what's happening. So we've got, this is Jupiter in Sagittarius in the 9th house, principle. For your energy, my viewer, we have proper date. For their energy, we have withholding communication. Your energy, we have divine masculine. Their energy, we have the chaser. Interesting. So this is kind of like the vibe, the overall energy of the meeting. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards just so I can kind of get the full picture, and then we'll jump into this message. And I do think we will take reversals on this reading today, just so we can get as much clarity as possible for you guys. So Spirit, we're looking into the next time group 1 sees their person. What is the general vibe of this meeting or this encounter as they both kind of come into the situation? It wouldn't surprise me if your person is the one that initiates this with that chaser energy, but let's see. What's the energy of the situation? Okay, so we've got the Page of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles coming up together. Show me the energy of my viewers, please, Spirit. The Devil in reverse. And then show me the energy of their person. The Lovers in reverse. And the Strength in reverse as well. Interesting. So this is kind of the vibe that each of you are bringing into the situation. So it definitely feels like somebody here is initiating communication with the Page of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles is telling me that there's something about this situation that's sort of up for review, or that's sort of like we're reassessing, we're reevaluating whether something is worth the effort that we've been putting in. Okay, so let's kind of start up here with the overall energies that I see. Now, with Jupiter in the ninth house in Sagittarius, this is really interesting because to me, kind of the centerfold of this meetup is going to have to do with things like belief systems. It's going to have to do with things like philosophy. Ninth house can also talk about travel, higher education, um, overseas connections, something like that. So all those themes could be at play, but I'm really drawn to the keyword on this card, which says principle. Jupiter's energy is about expansion. And so I do think that there's something about like your principles, your values, something with Jupiter that's being like magnified in this next meeting, whenever you guys do see each other, this next encounter. You, my viewer, are coming into this situation, and to go back to that, and I think that that's what's kind of up for reevaluation here. I think that there is like passion and chemistry and excitement, and maybe like whoever initiates this meeting or this encounter is excited, or it comes across like a bit impulsive of an outreach. It comes across like it's a little bit of an impulsive move, which is why I'm kind of leaning toward it's them. But the Page of Wands is kind of on your side, so I think it could go either way. The Seven of Pentacles is like we're reevaluating our philosophy on this connection, right? And so what's interesting is you, my viewer, you guys are coming into this situation a little bit more boundaried. You know, I feel your energy with proper date is more intentional, a little bit more serious, especially with divine masculine here and the devil in reverse. Like for you guys, you're coming into the situation kind of freeing yourself of any toxic or negative energy that you were engulfed in as it pertains to this situation. So it's like, I don't feel like you guys want to get sucked back into any drama, any codependency, any addictive patterns, or I just don't see you guys as like wanting to repeat any negativity from the past when you see this person. And I think that you've largely detached yourself from any negativity pertaining to this person, right? This is very much showing me with this divine masculine that you're trying to go into the situation treating it with respect, treating it with intention, but also being very protective over your own energy and very boundaried so as not to get sucked back into anything that's not going to serve you in your highest good. Whereas your person is kind of coming into this in sort of a conflicted push-pull sort of energy. So we've got withholding communication, the chaser, and the lover's card in reverse. So this person is already like coming into the situation feeling like the two of you are not on the same page, or that a decision has been made about this connection. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys haven't seen this person in a long time, or maybe you guys broke up or something like that. But they feel with this strength card in reverse, I feel like they don't feel very influential around you. They feel weak around you. They feel like they're not confident around you. And so I think there's a part of them that is like wanting to chase you, wanting to pursue you. That's that impulsive energy that I'm getting with the Page of Wands. But I don't expect them to come into this meeting being fully authentic. And if anything, with this Knight of Cups, I see them in kind of a charmer energy. This is very surface level, like knowing, trying to kind of go into it, saying all of the right things, right? But it's not truly how they're feeling about things, if they were being honest, okay? So let's keep going, group one, and just see how this is going to play out. I'm going to pull these archetype cards next, one for each of you, and then we'll get into sort of how this encounter may play out. So let's see, Spirit, for group one. Oop. For some of you guys, for a select few of you, children could be involved in this as well, with the Page of Wands. So keep that in mind. Show me the energy of my viewers in this meeting, Spirit, in this next interaction, and then show me the energy of their person, please. So my viewers have Detective, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. So you guys, I think, are like you're in your queen energy. I don't think that you guys are coming into this like giving them a lot. I feel like you're coming into this observing, trying to understand them, leaning back and trusting your intuition. For some of you, I definitely feel like there's an element of somebody asking the other person to meet, Like, because there's this proper date energy, which makes me feel like there's a date set in stone. It could be romantic. It could just be getting something on your calendar, whatever. Like, it feels like an intentional agreement to meet. But maybe for some of you out there, there's a moment where you have an opportunity to kind of watch them, to like lean back and observe them before you're actually in the encounter with them. Okay, let's look at your person here. Ooh, during this meeting, please, Spirit, during this encounter, what's the energy they're bringing in? We have the trickster. Yeah, this person is not being authentic, right? They're not being authentic. They do view you as this queen. They see you as someone who's above them, right? Like, they see you as someone who's above them, that they're not worthy of. It makes a lot of sense with this honey calcite that you guys selected, where like this person really struggles with self-confidence and being authentic. So the trickster energy kind of talks about manipulation. Now, I'm not saying that this person is like intentionally, maliciously trying to manipulate you. I mean, if they are, you guys would know that because you know this person more than I do. But what I kind of see here is somebody who just kind of like feels weak around you, feels like they're not influential around you. And so they kind of default into this Knight of Cups, which is kind of what I was getting. It's like they're coming into this interaction not being authentic about what they really think and feel, but they're saying what they think you want to hear. We also have a King of Pentacles in reverse. So this is somebody who is not reliable, not dependable. This is somebody who you guys, I think, maybe in the past you would have wanted like some sort of a commitment from them. They're not ready for that. They're not able to give that to you. So maybe that's something that we're discussing here with principles coming up. Okay, so let's just kind of look to see next how this interaction may actually play out between you. So tell us a little bit more, please, Spirit. How is this interaction likely to play out between group one and their person the next time they see each other? Starting off with the joining energy. We have unfinished business. So yeah, there's like you guys have some closure because somebody here ghosted or walked away. I feel like it was your person. Show me the energy of my viewers during this interaction, please. We have signs and synchronicities. So you're trusting your intuition when it comes to this person. This person has the snake with unexpected. Interesting. I can't quite figure out who's the one initiating this interaction, but it definitely feels like there's a message that's received, or it could even be that this person sees something online about you. Look, toxic relationship. Maybe they see something online that prompts them to reach out. Let's look at the tarot. What's actually going to likely happen during this interaction, Spirit? But, you know, with the snake coming up here, you guys, it's like this person, I think they still have a lot of healing to do. And I think this kind of shows them a little defensive coming into this meeting, a little protective over their energy. Again, not opening up and being really authentic. A snake can also come up for me with like codependent stuff as well. So this person could be struggling with some codependency wounds that they need to heal, right? Because snakes require an external source of heat to warm their bodies. And I feel like that could be how this person has treated you in the past. Or maybe that's how they kind of operate right now. And until they do their inner work, this is how they show up, right? So let's look at the joining energy here, please, Spirit. What's going to happen during this interaction, please? The High Priestess. And show me my viewers. The Fool. And this person, please. Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I just think like... I just think that you guys like don't really care. I think that you're kind of in this being fully authentic, being yourself. You're not giving them a lot, but I think with the Fool, you guys walk away from this interaction feeling really free. Like whatever happens, it's like with the High Priestess being here, I almost feel like Spirit is saying intuitively you know what the unfinished business is. And that's, sometimes when we get this High Priestess coming up, it's because this like Spirit wants us to trust our intuition about what it is. So they're not giving me a lot of specifics about what you guys are ironing out between the two of you. Maybe there's been secrets or, there's definitely a sense of somebody withholding here, especially your person. So maybe that's what's getting fixed or ironed out here or attempted to be ironed out. But I feel like you guys with this Fool energy are generally just like kind of walking away, feeling lighter. I feel like you're walking away from this person after, where this person still feels kind of stuck or tied to you with this Eight of Cups in reverse. Let's just get a couple more of these to close it out. Show me my viewers, please, Spirit. Friendship. Show me this person. Sexy time. Yeah, they have ulterior motives. And then we have anxious thoughts with excuses. Somebody's coming up with a bunch of excuses and feeling guilty about like why they ghosted or how they treated somebody here. I feel like it's your person, not you. So what's going to happen? This is kind of what I see, you guys. I just think that you guys have something that you're going to have to work out with this person. Some unfinished business that you're going to be ironing out here between the two of you. And I feel like you guys are going to walk away from this situation feeling lighter and feeling better for yourself. I think you're going to friend zone them. I think you feel fine about that. I really don't see you caring about like committing to this person or having anything further with this person. I really feel like you guys are going to get whatever closure you need from the situation. You're going to move on. This person though, not so much, because they still have a lot of inner work to do. And again, they're showing up here not being authentic. I just think that you guys with this High Priestess are going to clock them, because I feel like you guys have been apart from this person. You've detached from whatever toxic dynamic they had you kind of entangled in. And you're going to see them so clearly for what they are the next time that you guys see each other, to the point where you're just like, I think you're just kind of not into it anymore, right? You're freeing yourself of this situation where your person, it's like they're still kind of stuck on something here. They're still kind of stuck on something. They're still emotionally connecting to you. Even though they're not fulfilled, they're not happy with how you guys leave things. And I think a lot of what this person wants is physical intimacy with you or your romantic attention. Sometimes the Lover's reverse can talk about that, right? Where there's a connection, but it's more based on like sex or physical intimacy. It's not necessarily based on the other elements of the Lovers, where it's like spiritual connection, a heart-centered connection. And I definitely can see that with your person with the Snake and the Trickster and that Knight of Cups. So this is kind of what I see, Group 1. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about what's been happening with your person and what you think is going to happen the next time you see them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading really soon. Bye. Hey, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Wizard of Oz Tarot and this red jasper, this will be your message. So we're going to be looking into what may happen the next time you see your person. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to start by looking at sort of the vibe that you guys are each bringing into this encounter. And this, I think, can help you to understand if you're at the right reading. If this kind of aligns up with how you feel the energies are playing out in your connection, then you're probably at the right place. So starting us off for this energy, we've got optimism, Moon and Sagittarius in the 9th house. Your energy, we have hugs, kisses, and cuddles. For your person, we have collaboration and working together. You, my viewer, we have commitment, offer of loyalty and agreement. Your person, we have I love you. That is cute. What a cute energy, Group 1. I feel like for a lot of you guys, there could be, with this 9th house here, it feels like you're maybe like in a group setting with this person, or maybe you guys have like a friendly camaraderie. It feels like very positive vibes. Like you guys might see them at a party, at some sort of like public outing. If this is like a work situation, it could be like a work event, something where there are good vibes, like there's music playing. 9th house energy can also talk about like traveling, higher education, philosophy. So those could be themes that are connected to this next time you see your person as well. But I feel like you guys are both coming into this with like genuine affection. I'm actually seeing like kind of some mirrored energies here. Your person is in the energy of collaboration and working together with I love you. So there's affection here for you, there's care for you, and a desire to work together with you on something, whether that's actual work or just like working together as partners in a romantic sense. And then for you, my viewer, you have the hugs, kisses, and cuddles, which shows affection, and you're also in this commitment energy as well. So let's kind of look at the tarot to get some additional insight into what the vibes are coming into this encounter. And then we'll try to look and see sort of like what's going to happen between you guys. Okay, so Spirit for group 2. Tell us more about the energy of this next time group 2 will see their person. What's the vibe here? So we have, so we have the Moon and we have the Seven of Cups. I'm not going to lie, you guys, those are two very Delulu energies coming up here. So let's see. Show me my viewers and their energy. That flew right out. We have the Six of Pentacles. And show me the energy of their person coming into this meeting. The Three of Wands. Okay. And the Knight of Cups here at the bottom. So they have, like there's definitely some care and affection that they have for you. I gotta be honest with you guys, and I got this a little bit in group 1. I'm not getting it as strongly here, but we're just gonna roll with it. I feel like with this Knight of Cups, there's something like about this person coming into this meeting where it might not be fully authentic, which is kind of the vibe of the Knight of Cups. You know, it's not to say the Knight of Cups can't be sincere. I do think your person has some sincerity here coming into this next interaction, but the Knight of Cups is like a diplomat. Like they know kind of what they need to say to appeal to the other person's sensibilities, right? So there's like a little bit of that strategy that I see behind it. And in this card in particular, the reason I felt called to speak on it is because this is the wizard, right? He's like a fraud. He's like a fake psychic. And so I'm not saying your person is a fraud, but I would just kind of look out for just any like ulterior motive here, or just like saying something that sounds too good to be true could be a thing with them. Okay. I definitely think there's other people around though, because I see that in their energy as well as in your energy. Okay, so we've got the Moon and we've got the Seven of Cups. It's interesting with this psychic energy coming up twice with the crystal ball, because again, I was like noticing how your person's energy and the undertone is showing up as like a psychic, but he's like a fraud in the movie, right? He's not really a psychic. Okay, so I think with the Moon and the Seven of Cups, there is an energy of escapism here in this next encounter. So again, you guys could be at a party, you could be in a situation where there's alcohol, maybe there's other types of substances that are around. Not saying that's good or bad, right? Like it just all depends on what we're into. But like, I don't think the vibes are bad with that optimism card here. I don't think the vibes are bad. And I do feel like there's this affection that I see, this care between the two of you, which is a good thing. But the Moon can kind of talk about things not being what they seem. There can sometimes be deception connected to this, or things feeling a little unclear. And with the Seven of Cups, this also can denote confusion or kind of being into Lululand a little bit. And the synchronicity of the crystal ball is kind of interesting, because I kind of feel like both of you guys coming into this meeting are feeling the ambiguity in the air, but wanting clarity, right? Because in both cards, we have this crystal ball, which is talking about clarity. It's interesting too that you guys selected this red jasper, which is like a very grounding sort of crystal. And you have very not grounded vibes. This is very Pisces energy here with the Moon and the Seven of Cups. So I think being grounded is going to be really important. And I think in some regard, you guys both kind of know this coming into it, because the situation is ambiguous. It is unclear. And both of you are kind of in an energy coming into this that is a little bit more grounded, but different. So you guys are coming in with this Six of Pentacles. So this is telling me that there's this energy of like discernment around how much effort or energy you're extending to this situation or to this person when you guys do see them, right? The Six of Pentacles, it can be like a breadcrumb energy, but it can also talk about like being spread kind of thin, right? I think if you guys are in like a community setting or there's other people around, you may just genuinely not have that much time because there's other commitments that you have made to other people. This could even be like a charity sort of thing for some of you, like a charity event potentially. But either way, I see you being a bit intentional and measured about how much effort or energy you're giving this person. This person, I think, is watching you during this meeting. I'm noticing like them maybe with a group of friends, like watching you from afar. I feel like you're standing out in some regard in this encounter to them. I feel like they're watching you and kind of planning an approach toward you as you guys see each other. This doesn't really feel like something that you plan necessarily. It feels like, I feel like it's planned in the sense that it's an event that you both are going to be at, but I don't know that you guys are planning to see each other. And maybe that's where the moon and the Seven of Cups is coming into play. Like the energy's a bit scattered where there's just not a lot of time to necessarily spend one-on-one, okay? Show me the energy, please, Spirit, of my viewer coming into this situation as well as their person. So you guys have Vampire. This says makes you aware of someone or something that's draining your life force, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. Okay. And then show me the energy of this person. Okay, let's just get one, please. We have the Healer. Interesting. Okay. This says passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing, taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. Maybe this person is like a healer to you or in some regard. That also kind of lines up with what I'm getting with community service or something. Maybe you guys work in the medical field too. That could be something coming through as well, more literally. But the vampire coming up in your energy is interesting, you guys. I think that part of this next encounter is highlighting for you whatever it is about this connection or this situation that's draining you. It could even just be that you guys are feeling depleted coming into the meeting, and it's not necessarily that you're specifically struggling with codependency. I don't feel like you are, because the Six of Pentacles shows me you're being very measured in how much you're giving. Like you seem very in control of your resources, your time, your effort, and your energy. So I don't really see you at risk of like slipping up or like latching on to this person in an unhealthy way. But if you guys know that you've been struggling with that, then obviously you know that that's a risk for you. So just take it as it resonates. But yeah, I think there's something that you're learning or cautious of during this next interaction when it comes to feeling drained. Okay, so let's see what's going to actually happen here. So what's going to actually happen, please, Spirit, between group 2 and their person the next time they see each other, please? Lots of really ambiguous energy here. We have unfinished business. That's so funny. That came up in group 1 as well. Show me the energy of my viewers coming into this. What's going to happen, rather, from my viewers' perspective here. We have reconciliation. And show me the energy of their person. What's going to happen? Legal matters. Interesting. So something being kind of balanced out here, maybe some communication, some truths being exchanged. Let's see with the tarot. What's going to happen? you're definitely coming back together. And the Hierophant reversed flew out. So I don't know if you guys are like divorcing from this person or breaking up with this person for some of you. That feels significant. Let's see. Oh, wow. We have the Tower. Ooh. Show me the energy of my viewer. What's going to happen the next time they see this person? Five of Cups. Oh, no. Okay. And the Fool. Okay, let me just pull some of these and then we'll kind of get into this. What's the unfinished business, please, Spirit? Lend support. We have take a risk. Yeah, I think you guys broke up. This person has excuses and then ending it here. Interesting. Okay. Ugh. All right. Here's the thing, you guys. I think you and this person, I'm kind of sad because I felt like coming into this reading, like things were feeling like really optimistic here. But I feel like what ultimately ends up happening, I think you guys are in an optimistic space or an optimistic setting. But like when you see this person, I do feel like things are going to go a little bit left. Okay. So we have unfinished business with lending support and the Tower. The unfinished business that's being addressed here has to do with something that really blew up in this connection. Okay. Because the Tower is like some sort of disaster struck this situation, some sort of shocking realization came into play. Maybe there's something connected to home and family matters that you guys are needing to work out as well. I'm noticing the little baby here. So that could be significant. There's something that you're having to talk about, or there's some sort of unfinished business as it pertains to this matter. And I just feel like whatever ends up happening in this reconciliation moment, I see you guys kind of putting yourselves out there cautiously with the Six of Pentacles, right? Like, I don't think you're fully like giving all of yourself or all of your resources to this person, but like, I see you getting upset with this. Like you put yourself out there, you take a risk to maybe talk about this or to approach them, and like, it's like you just end up feeling upset. Okay. And there's that crystal ball there again as well. I wonder if for some of you guys as well, there's like someone else, like a third party energy, not necessarily a cheating energy, but like I'm getting like a mother-in-law or their mother or someone that's involved here that's like fanning the flames as well. Like I could see that because we've seen her in a lot of the cards with the crystal ball as well. Okay. But yeah, I feel like you're going to leave this reconciliation feeling a bit disappointed. Okay. And this person, we've got legal matters, excuses, and the Fool with ending it. So I don't know if you guys end up like breaking up during this meeting or you're already broken up coming into it. And this just kind of solidifies things. This person has a lot of excuses, and I feel with the Fool, what's kind of standing out to me is like the black and white versus the color. So like, even though you guys are in this space of feeling upset and disappointed with something here, your card is the one that's in color, which to me shows some sort of, it is a challenging energy, but it's showing like a positive change to come. Like you're the one that is kind of evolving and growing and seeing something new or nuanced here. For them, I think they're still kind of stuck in their old ways. Okay. I feel like something is ending here with legal matters and ending it. So again, I don't know if you guys have broken up, if you're getting divorced, or things just become more solidified when you see this person in this setting. Ninth house can also talk about legal stuff as well. So that could be significant, right, to this meetup, to this encounter. I see them just kind of wanting to go off on their own adventure. But the thing that I want you guys to bear in mind is that even though they are going off on their own adventure, they're still in the old way, right? They're still in the old way of thinking about things, the old way of operating. Remember, they had that Knight of Cups with the fake psychic on it, right? Like they, I think, are not necessarily doing their inner work, you know? So it's interesting, right? Because I feel like the setting of this situation, it felt like really positive. It felt like you guys are kind of in a position of power, of authority. You're shining, you're thriving. They're over here watching and spying on you with their friends. And then somehow you guys come together and it just becomes like a disappointment for you. Ugh. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is like not the most positive outcome. What I will say though with the Six of Cups is that I do think that this person cares about you. You know, I think that they have very warm and affectionate feelings for you. Maybe you guys have a long history with this person or you've known them from childhood. Again, maybe you guys have children together. They're showing that they love you, right? So there is like a positive intention here from them, but something is going to disappoint you about their excuses. Something's going to disappoint you, I think, about reciprocity here. And I do see something coming to an end with the dynamics in this connection. And I think you guys with this vampire are kind of learning that there's something about this situation or maybe someone else that's around that's draining you. Okay. Ugh, so this is what I see, group 2. I'm so sorry. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about what's been happening with your person. Actually, before I let you go, I'm noticing one other thing that I feel like I want to tell you. I'm noticing this Fool card at the bottom of the Archetype deck. I think that this person puts on a mask. They're going to act fine. They're going to act like that Knight of Cups, but I want you guys to know that they're hurting too. So you guys are the one that's probably more comfortable outwardly expressing your disappointment. Just because they may not show it, just know that it doesn't mean that they're not struggling. I think that they actually are feeling really sad about whatever's happening in this connection, but they're putting on a false mask here, trying to act like everything's fine with the Fool when it's not. Okay? So anyway, I'll leave you with that, group 2. Let me know what's been happening with your person. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group 3, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the tarot in space with this clear quartz crystal, this will be your message. So we're looking into what may happen the next time that you guys see the person on your mind. So let's go ahead and jump into the overall energies. This is going to kind of pinpoint the vibe of this next encounter. So, and sort of the energy that each of you are bringing coming into it. So if this piece resonates for you, probably a good sign that you're at the right reading, okay? So starting us off, we have Moon in Scorpio, 8th house, energy, power. Your energy, we have acts of service. Their energy, reconnect and reconcile. Your energy, we have marriage, forever commitment. And with their energy, we have air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They could be an air sign, but I also think this person wants to talk to you coming into this situation. Let's pull some tarot for clarification here, and then we'll get into this a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more, please, Spirit, about the energy for each of them coming into this situation. What do they need to know? What's going to happen here? What's the energy of this encounter? Okay. So we have the Seven of Wands here. So that seems to be the one that wants to come through. And what's the energy of my viewer? Four of Pentacles. And then what's the energy of this person? The Six of Cups in reverse with the King of Wands. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. I am feeling a lot of ego and maybe a little bit of grudge holding happening between you and this person during this next interaction. I'm not saying it's not justified, but I do feel that. Okay. Especially, well, both of you in different ways. Um, with this moon in Scorpio, I think there's a lot of uncomfortable emotion centered around this next encounter. Maybe there have been some hidden secrets, or there's been some things between the two of you that have felt challenging emotionally. Like power and control dynamics could be significant here with Scorpio. Um, Deep secrets, even just discomfort, right? Like I was saying, discomfort with the feelings or just feeling generally triggered by each other here. But power dynamics seem to be significant to this next encounter. Eighth house energy can also talk about shared resources. So, for some of you, we do have marriage here, right? So, that could be significant for some of you guys where there is like a financial thread that I see with the Four of Pentacles, with you guys like wanting to kind of hold on to money or not wanting to release money to this person. So, that could be a part of this conversation or part of this meetup here energetically. I feel with the Seven of Wands, there's sort of a defensiveness here. Like both people are coming into this interaction really feeling like they have to stand their ground or kind of maybe even keeping each other at arm's length a little bit, feeling like they need to advocate for their position. There's like this chaos here that I see. So, like energetically, I think there's the sense of like, okay, I've got to defend myself. I've got stuff coming at me. Maybe there's like a fear of being attacked by the other person or a fear of being like, called out or something like that. You, my viewer, you've got the energy of acts of service and marriage with the Four of Pentacles. So I do see you guys being like a bit closed off to this person. You're coming in though, like wanting to do the right thing, I feel, with acts of service, wanting to help in some way, committing in some way. But I think, and maybe you are married to this person or there could be some other type of commitment here to this energy, this encounter that you're having. But I definitely feel with this Four of Pentacles that you're kind of holding on to something when it comes to this person and not wanting to fully let them in all the way, not wanting to fully share access with them all of the way. But it's like, you know what I am noticing though is in this Four of Pentacles, she is sort of opening up a little bit, right? She's got her planets all around her. She's balancing here. I feel like there's a block to your third eye when it comes to this person because that's where this planet is sitting. It's like right on the top of her head where the third eye would be. So just watch out for that. Make sure that you guys are trusting your intuition and not like ignoring something for the sake of holding on to this person or holding on to this energy. Okay. Now, your person has reconnect and reconcile with the Six of Cups in reverse with air energy. So they're viewing this as a reconciliation moment or a moment to reconnect with you. And I do feel there's something about them wanting to talk with this air energy here. But the other piece of this that could be playing out is that this person is really in their head about things with you. Six of Cups in reverse can indicate when we're stuck in the past. It can also indicate when we're ready to move on from the past. So I'm going to be really interested to see sort of like how this plays out. There's definitely something about the past though that this person is thinking about when they're coming into this connection. And I think that they would like to move on from whatever happened. But there's also a part of them that's still kind of stuck in it. And I forgot to show you, your person is in this King of Wands vibe. So they're kind of cocky, kind of ego vibes coming through with this a little bit. And this is you right here. I see you're the Empress and the Star. So there's possibility for healing here. I think your person's going to come in kind of like charismatic and charming, maybe a little cocky or overconfident in themselves. Potentially. That's a defense mechanism. So just know that with that Seven of Wands. Okay. So what's going to happen, or what's the vibe for each of them coming into this meeting, please, Spirit, for group 3, or this next encounter, rather? You guys have the damsel energy. And what about this person? The gambler. I feel like you guys are trying to like make it so that this person has to be the one to do something, because This card is more about like waiting for somebody else to do something, right? This says waiting for a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. To me, I feel like you guys are kind of holding back from fully giving to this situation because you want this person to do the work. You want this person to come through and to help or to take the initiative here to metaphorically rescue the situation, if that makes sense. But this person's a little all over the place, right? We've got the gambler, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you, relying on luck rather than hard work. They're not very intentional with this situation, you guys. You are. With marriage, forever commitment, acts of service, you are somebody who's more intentional. I feel like this person just like flies by the seat of their pants. So I wouldn't be surprised if like they just kind of reached out to you on a whim and that's why you guys end up coming together here. But in terms of like the setting, it's hard for me to kind of pinpoint what this is because it feels like maybe you guys see each other at a wedding or some sort of a ceremony, but that 8th house stuff is very like subconscious. So it's hard for me to tell, are you guys like working with this person? Are you meeting up for a date? Is it like it's hard for me to tell. So let's see. Let's see what else we can get. Is it like a text, right? So what's going to happen, Spirit, the next time group 3 sees this person? How will this play out? Joining energy. Date. Okay, well that answers it. You're going on a date. And show me the energy of this person. I'm sorry, show me the energy of my viewers. What will happen? Reconciliation. So that's mirrored. And show me the energy of their person during this interaction. Surrender. Very interesting. I think they have changed coming into this. Maybe they take like a risk by asking you out. Maybe they don't really have a plan, but they're just kind of following their intuition. And I think they are going to come in pretty bold and pretty confident here. I think they definitely want to release the past. I do feel that with this. Let me get some clarifiers here. So Spirit, what's going to happen during this interaction between group 3 and their person? So we have the Star and the High Priestess. Oh, hold on. Just one, please, Spirit. We have 8 of Swords in reverse. Not that King of Wands showing himself again. Moon in reverse. Okay. I think you guys are going to go out on a date or meet in a one-on-one setting here. And I feel like you guys are going to leave it feeling a lot better. The Star is beautiful energy, and the High Priestess is also a really beautiful energy. I feel like Spirit doesn't fully want us to know with the High Priestess what's going to happen, to be honest. Like, I think there's some sort of a secret or some sort of something that is revealed here that helps to shed light on things for you guys. But the Star is so beautiful because it's telling me that like you're going to feel better. You're going to feel replenished, rejuvenated, healed by this encounter with this person. There's affection here that I see between the two of you. So even though there's like a little bit of a defensiveness and a little bit of ego and like we're holding on to things here, I actually think that both people in this connection are going to leave feeling a lot better. You guys with this Eight of Swords in reverse are sort of like releasing any mental blocks when it comes to this person. I think you're going to feel more empowered after you have this date with them. You're not going to feel like you need them for anything with the damsel. I think you're going to feel just more comfortable, just independently. This person with the moon in reverse, I think illusions are clearing, um, fears are clearing, and they're in a place of surrender here. So surrender just kind of talks about like not forcing things, trusting their intuition, letting things just kind of flow and seeing where things land. I think this person probably does struggle a lot with like maybe they've been having mental health challenges, or they've been struggling um, with just mental clarity around the situation, or fears around the situation. And I feel like a lot of that is being released here. Okay. Lots of purple energy coming up in these tarot cards. So the crown chakra, the third eye chakra, is really significant. Her third eye is lit up here, and it was here too, right? I think you and this person have like a psychic connection a little bit, or you have a deep spiritual connection, and I think that you are learning something through this person about yourself spiritually. Let's see. Okay. We do have holding back, so that makes sense. You know, the High Priestess can also come up when we're feeling a little bit reserved. So I think it makes sense with that Seven of Wands. Like, I think that both of you are going to feel better, but I don't know if everything's coming out during this next encounter. We have ending it on your side. And lending support on their side. That's interesting. And they also have excuses coming through as well. Maybe they haven't shown up well in the past, or they're coming in with some excuses here. You know, here's what I'm going to say. I think that you guys are going to feel better after the situation. I think they're going to feel better. But I think that you guys might see it for what it is. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if after this encounter, you guys decide to go a different path, because I do see you coming across much more empowered after this situation and not really feeling like you need this person anymore. Not that you did before. But I just think, like, even though this person, it does seem like they've done a little bit of inner work and they have changed, I still kind of question their follow through with this lending support. I think that they have good intentions. So I think that they want to feel like they're lending support to you, or they're helping you in some way, but they're also not in a very intentional or proactive energy when it comes to you, right? They're in the energy of leaning back, surrendering, letting the universe or someone else kind of decide. And the gambler is someone who just like does stuff on a whim. Like, they're following, this person is intuitive. I will give them that. They are intuitive. I think that's what causes them to reach out to you. I think they're the ones that like initiate this. That's what I see. But I feel like when it comes to like the consistent application of their support, I think it doesn't feel super stable to me. And they, I think, have an issue with accountability as well, right? They have an issue with accountability as well. I don't know. So even though they've made some change, I think they just still have a lot of inner work to do here, group 3. But this is kind of what I'm seeing for you. I think the next time you guys meet up, it's going to be one-on-one. I think it's going to feel good. I think you guys are going to show care and affection for each other. But I also just kind of think that it's going to be a situation where you're going to leave it. You're going to be ending something when it comes to them. They are going to leave thinking, yes, I can be more supportive moving forward, but I'm not 100% sure about the follow through there. So comment below. Let me know what's been happening between you and your person. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye.